Hello everyone, we are here with Victor again, which means in a few minutes we're gonna see the top 100 from the IAPLC 2025. This year marks the 25th anniversary of the contest. Let's see the best works this year.
Cannot wait.
Welcome to the IAPLC 2025 World Ranking Announcement event.
This year, you won't see me jumping out of my place because I have not entered.
Who knows what we will see this year? I guess we will see more natural, maybe classic. So we are tending over there.
I bet you I'm not in it this year. There's gonna be tons of Iwagumi. I could have had a great chance.
Rank 100. It's a classic style, if I can say that.
Yeah, so starting out, it's right away what you said, nature style.
Yep.
Well, this is not representative of all the top 100, but we'll see if you're right. The rank 99 is something interesting. I'm not even sure what those are on the top. Are those plants?
Yep. Cryptocoryans, probably. Benjamin with us on the trip.
Yeah, we met him. They did last time in 2019.
Yeah.
If you look at the end of the valley, of the gap, there is the pinkish tone on the bottom, like continuation of the stems.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's done with lighting or whatever, but that's a nice touch. I know I say this every year, but this kind of use of red stem plants is what I like. When it's not overwhelming the scape, but it's just an additional layer of detail for the whole tank.
This is why I really love this contest. That the 77 countries who participated, it gives a lot of different styles and natural inspiration to the contest.
I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, so I might be in the wrong here, but this reminds me of the planet where Yoda lives, with the swamps.
That's true. Dagobah.
Sorry? Dagobah, yeah, Dagobah, okay. And am I correct? It looks like that. Lotus is getting used more and more in the past few years.
Beautiful, just beautiful aquarium. I mean, something else, again. Even the ratios and the arrangement is somehow different.
Where we know as well, it's just a 60 centimeter tank. So yeah, it's always a question if you can get into the top 100 with a 60 centimeter, you can.
It's a beautiful tank, actually.
There's something different and color-wise. This is more about photography and how you post-process the picture. But this is something you haven't seen in the past few years, getting more creative post-processing into the top 100.
The great use of the fishes, actually.
Yeah, it's really colorful, the whole scape, and then the fish add to it.
Florian from Germany. Congratulations. Lovely scape.
Mine is back at IAPLC. The more creative photography and post-processing, amazing the number of layers. If you just look at the pad going towards the back and just another, and it looks endless, which should be your goal when you're building a contest scape.
By the way, later on the scapes will be up on the official website, so you can check them in details. There's a lot of things to look how it's built up, and I'm sure you will find your own favorites from the top 100 as well.
The reflection is completely different from what you actually see inside. So I always love these details, and this is something that I've always suffered with when creating contest scapes.
It's nice to see that even I know Australia is heavy on plant import regulations, but it doesn't stop you to build a beautiful aquarium, and it's a nice one.
And you're always longing what you can't get. We always want the kind of fish and plants that we can't get locally, and it's the same for everyone. Lots of red, and not using it as an accent, but a main color of the scape.
Wow, something very different from Japan.
And I'm not even sure what we see.
This decoration was there for everyone to play or came up with something similar, but even in the 25 years, we've not seen a single aquarium which used a decoration this way.
Something a bit more familiar, something we've seen a couple of times in the past few years, but really nicely executed. This, for example, would have been something in the past few years where I say, oh, it's really nice and really clean. Seeing the past few works and seeing how cleanness it is not that big of a thing now, this feels a bit too clean. It's interesting to see how the layers are using different type of hardscape, and again, insanely good work with the reflections, with having the stamp lens visible in the reflection, but you can't see them in the actual tank. Great on the title. It's also a difficult part of it, but now you can see how the wood is broken into two pieces by the lightning. This is the perfect balance of color for me.
This is a tank where I see it's developed for a longer time. Especially the moss on the center is amazing.
Classic Iwagumi in the top 100. That's the dream.
And the 8-day rocks.
Yeah.
Like a painting.
Yeah. Again, the playfulness on the colors and on the post-processing of the photo, and probably the lighting itself when doing the photo. I'm really happy to see these type of works getting into the top 100. This is another layer of aquascaping.
Here on this tank, I could imagine this with a smaller fish. Maybe the ratios would be different, not sure.
Yeah, but somehow it adds to the depth for me. So if I look at the tank in total and I look specifically at the fish, they seem too big. But if I look at the placement of the fish and how the rocks and wood are big on the front and then look towards the back, it makes sense somehow, the fish size.
Style, which probably will be, I don't know, we will talk about a lot later on.
I think this is something that came from the high-ranking Lotus tank from last year.
Maybe the big stone on the top right, that's what something is off. But that's probably because of the lighting, so the stones probably similar. But I loved how it's built up to the left side and it's not centered and not kind of like a V shape. This
is definitely a tank that's going to be worth visiting after this and checking back to see the details.
The big trunk in the center just looks amazing, how it started the whole thing. And the stones on the right hand side as the moss grown on them, it looks amazing. I really loved how he left the most of the tree part empty and just using some tiny moss there, and you see all these textures and
the textures adds to the original perspective of the tank. So it's very important that he uses this visible texture to lead your eyes to the same place where the whole scape is leading to. This might be their backyard looking out from the house. It's easier that way. These kind of vines have been disappearing. They have been a big hit a few years ago, and then they started to go. But in a scape like this, it's it's needed.
We use the black background, not white. I think it's very white or bluish dominant the whole contest, and when you see something like this, it's something else.
This is the type of scape where I don't even know where I would begin. So like this is something that I think I couldn't build.
We need 60 centimeter depth tank in the showroom. And getting this.
Working on it.
Working on it, okay. Wow, congratulations, Patrick. It's great achievements. Again, you are in the top 100. Patrick is creating layouts for over a decade now, I guess. He's at least on a contest level. And it's so nice to see his works again with the best ones.
For me, this tank is your best so far.
Aquarius leading all the way. Yeah, so it's not Valesneria anymore, but we see a lot of Aquarius these days.
It's so much finer, so it makes sense to use it, and it's easier to control as well, but more difficult to get it grow this dense, so it pays off. The Brazilian style, but made with wood.
And it's with your fish.
And it's perfect in that exact position. If they swim anywhere else in the tank, you won't see them because of the plants.
This is something which I would love to see at home. By the way, guys, just let us know in the comment which one is your favorite and what you would love to see at home.
And now we've seen half of the works, and still the repetition of style is not that much. So there's a huge variety of scapes. A few years ago, you would have only seen the front structure of this, like the wood, but all the background it only exists in the competition world, that you build it up and you have a complete different layer behind what would have been an amazing NA style tank on its own.
The whole layout looks amazing, but it's interesting to see that the red is added by these lotus leaves.
Yeah, and again with just the touch of the Aquarius in the back to close that gap.
And the big one, it's 150 by 60 again.
Nice work. That's size actually. No, that's only 50 high. But yeah, it's big.
With all these plants, how it's used, and the photography, especially the photography, which adds up a lot to this whole image. I really love how playful it is with the colors and the different textures of the plants.
It's a really interesting effect on the top.
Feeding.
I don't know. Please, if you watch this video, explain in the comments what the drip means.
It's probably the regular Cerio stones, what we see here, but
lots of pieces put together.
a lot of pieces, maybe some personal collection, and that's what probably you need to do as well when you would like to build something special, that you're trying to find those pieces, because sometimes we also have a ton of stones back there, and just find the right pieces which fits to your layout and your imagination. That's a different thing, but it's a perfect use of the stones and the hardscape.
Fabian's work. It's a nice work again. I've seen this tank before, and I loved it. Loved the color accent. We had long discussions about how much red there should be in here. Yeah, I think it's perfect in the end. He built a tank for us. We built a tank together with Fabian.
Yeah, so you can check on the channel, goes back, and you can learn a lot from him.
No, there has already been a classic Iwagumi with the Hakai stones.
Oh yes. It's
this
more
is
like
more
a
a traditional arrangement of stones.
How we've seen with Amano's work in the past.
This is something I never dared to do for a contest.
You're an Iwagumi addict.
Being afraid not getting into the top 100, yeah, which shouldn't be the goal.
It's amazing to just discover all the details leading through the path, how it goes to the back, and you don't see where the path ends.
I love these type of aquariums as well to look at. But it's something I wouldn't start getting into, probably because of feeling my own limitations and knowing that I can't achieve it at this level.
If I can find two plants which is dominant this year, that's probably the red lotus and the Aquarius.
This is the first for me in these top 100 so far, giving me proper underwater vibes.
It feels easy to do, but it's very hard.
It is.
Yeah, and if you do this well, the whole layout looks just amazing.
And another great example of transitioning from sand into plants. Like this is again the perfect amount of plants within the sand. It just, the whole thing comes together. Yeah, Philip, every year he makes some really nice scapes.
He has a ticket already to the to the top 100 all the time.
What I would highlight from this scape is the work with the fish. I don't know how to put it, but how the fish move throughout the scape.
It matches with the left side, the grassy.
Yeah, the grass comes in the same way. We're getting into the top 27.
It's great work from Luis. Yeah, he's been here with us previously, so you can check back the video. But it's a great layout again this year. Loved how the foreground keeps clean.
And how it continues from the wood into the rockscape in the back. Long transfer. Well, here's another one of his works besides us.
Completely new visual again. Yeah, the plants what he used in the center, middle center. I think I never seen that. It's amazing what he did with this tilting effect with the stones.
Most people would try to get rid of all the roots visible from the plants, and it just gives so much to the scape.
The stone, the hardscape itself looks great and very unique. This is probably the hardest to find the right hardscape for a tank like this. I would use a different lens for the photography. It probably just reduce the value of the tank with this capture.
Classic Brazilian style. Color is a bit more mixed than what it used to with the Brazilian. There's a bit better transition from red to green. Yeah, nice work.
We've seen similar kind of scapes in the past, especially how it's the levels are built up.
What's crazy for me is the work with the stem plants in the middle, like in the second and third layer, because in the back that's fine, but doing this is what, 2-3 centimeters height for the stem plants.
It's interesting how we use the wood on the top, and we have this big wood or stone piece.
Yeah, I think it's a stone structure, and
we are kind of like sitting in a cave. Congratulations, Paolo. It's yeah, he's also an old contester, if I can say that. We've seen many beautiful aquariums from him, and this is no different at all.
I can only repeat myself. The comeback of the classic Iwagumi is shown here, and here is Luca's work. And he went with the white background. I recommended him to go with the black background, not the white one, because on the black background you could barely see the fish, but you could see their eyes lighting up in blue, if I remember correctly. So they look like stars.
If you check back the last year work, what he did, and the winning scape, so different from this one.
That's what you want to do. You want to evolve in the hobby.
Lovely scape. Congratulations, Luca.
Very much NA style now. Classic fish with the bosom on it.
If someone missed the large fish from the aquarium, then this is typically, but the aquarium itself is huge. It looks wider than it is.
Yeah, it does.
So it used the space very differently, and by moving the wood from edge to edge on the aquarium, nice perspective.
That gives me the wow effect.
And only 60 centimeters, which is a deep tank, but you feel that it's like a meter depth.
Lotus, not overdone.
Yep.
I didn't even notice at first, but then it closes. Yeah. Heavily inspired by one of the highest ranks in last year's contest, but a different iteration.
Yeah, for some reason I really love it, the lightness of the tank. So it could be very dark if you overdo with the wood and the plant, but it stayed like this way.
Great use of I'm not even sure if that's moss or actual algae, on the wood.
Yeah,
But it
maybe algae.
really looks like how it would look in nature, in a forest, the patches of moss growing on trees.
And from the photography side, really loved how he has this highlight on the left side. Wow.
The baby angelfish threw me off a bit because it's not that big as it seems.
But the whole structure of the hardscape, what he did here, and the perspective is just really stunning.
And yeah, at this level, it's all about the very small details, like choosing the perfect fish, but in the perfect size. At the very small patches of red on the top.
Maybe the angelfish was the last addition to this cave.
There are tons of details in here as well.
Color
Arrangement, yeah.
I love the overpowering hardscape here.
And Tom, I see, we met him as well last year, and he sent me this photo a couple days ago. I told him as well that it's a bit brave on the plant choices and the meticulous placement of the bulbitis leaves.
And the fish selection looks great, especially as it's captured in the position.
Wow, okay, again, the mind-blowing perspective where you're not sure what you're looking at first. Again, one of those things that is just so difficult to build something like this.
Yeah, but it's a brave move. You need to do this sometimes to came up with something special, and it's do the work.
It's quite a busy tank. I think the best way possible. I mean, so many different plants, so grown into each other, but it still looks like it's organized chaos, isn't it?
Yeah, and he did a great work with the perspective.
Yeah, that's no question at this level, rank 7. It's I would say it's something new again. Like having it's a mixture of classic Iwagumi and really perspective heavy detailed work.
I'm not sure how it was photographed. It looks maybe just lucky or something. The final capture is beautiful.
Using that dense batch of stem plants on the right side, I would never think of it in a scape like this, but that's why it works.
This is the point when the fish is adding so much, and it's probably leveling up the whole layout. It's interesting what you did with the wood and how it comes in.
Coming out, opens up, it gives the perspective.
Yeah.
It's a bit aggressive.
Great work from Malaysia. Maybe if I can point this out, that I feel that the diorama is kind of pushed back a little bit this year.
Yep. We've seen this transition coming for a few years now.
Here we see a very hardscape dominant layout, and very naturally use the ciphers, and yeah, the fish is adding a lot to the scape. I'm not sure what is the size. 120 again.
120 again.
Nicely photographed, but something else, I would say. And it's not it not have to be your choice of style. Like you say, you were more into an Iwagumi.
Nature aquarium and dioramas. It doesn't come together.
Yeah.
They can't be the same thing. And now we see these mixtures.
Probably the conflict is more about this crazy painting.
Yeah, it gives you painting vibes, both in color and in structure. It's too much to comprehend in a few seconds.
Yeah, a lot of perspective and a lot of play with the hardscape as it lead your eyes to the on the path to the center, and then you see the lot of stem plants in the background. Also, it's hard to see how these plants in the first half of the layout, how this works on a different level or different perspective. Probably a 50 centimeter, just not giving him enough space to build this whole layout deeper.
This is your natural diorama, isn't it?
It's a trademark of IAPLC. This aquarium is amazing, and what he did with this, the wood and the moss and
the smoothness of the moss. That's what. So this for me is like Okay,
It's crazy. Yeah.
the main idea we've seen a few times, but the execution, this stands out for me. And I believe it is because of the smoothness of the moss. I'm not really sure what's happening here. We're gonna have to look at this tank a lot later on. But yeah, it's just, it feels insanely natural.
The grand prize goes to
Let's see who wins. We haven't seen Josh Sim so far.
World Ranking Number 1, A River Somewhere by Josh Sim from Malaysia.
And it is Josh. He's back.
How you figured it out?
Congratulations, buddy.
Congratulations, Josh. He's one of the person who is just letting the past success behind and just building something completely different. And
He's just reinvented himself so many times. The roots in the back gives me the mirage effect, and it's just something I would never think of. And again, color-wise, this is a bit out of the box.
I know Josh is always looking for a new hardscape, and he is trying something else with that, so he's not sticking with the same thing, and this is what we see here. And yeah, an interesting new layout once again, but cannot wait to see the full resolution photo on a big screen to discover the rest of the details.
Well done, Josh. Well done.
Well done. So the champion this year, Josh Sim.
Again. So this is it for today, for this year's IAPLC results. He definitely should be back. Next year I want to apply. You should apply. You
really
should
want
spend
to.
more time aquascaping, and hopefully we're going to see you sooner than 1 year from now for next year's results. You guys, we see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.